What if I told you that screaming at a camera, playing video games, and acting completely crazy could turn you into one of the biggest creators on the planet? That's exactly what happened with IShowSpeed. But Speed's story isn't just about YouTube views, it's about attention. Because while millions of people were watching him run around, scream, react to football, and travel the world, Speed was building something much bigger, a global personal brand. And today, we're breaking down how IShowSpeed turned internet chaos into a serious business. Before the massive crowds, before the world tours, before football stars knew his name, Speed was just a teenager making gaming videos. He started gaining attention through games like NBA 2K and eventually became known for his incredibly energetic personality. But there was one thing that separated Speed from thousands of other gaming creators. He understood something extremely important. People don't just watch content, they watch personalities. Speed didn't try to look perfect. He was loud, unpredictable, emotional, and sometimes completely ridiculous. And that became the brand. Every reaction could become a clip. Every stream could create a viral moment. And every viral moment brought millions of new people into his world. Speed's biggest advantage wasn't necessarily the games he played. It was his ability to create moments people wanted to share. Think about it. A normal streamer might play a game for 3 hours. Speed could create one moment that gets clipped, reposted, memed, and shared across TikTok, Instagram, X, and YouTube. Suddenly, someone who had never watched Speed before knew exactly who he was. That's the power of a personal brand. You don't need everyone to watch the full video. You just need enough people to see one moment. And Speed became extremely good at creating those moments, but eventually, Speed realized something. His audience wasn't only interested in gaming, they were interested in him. And that's when football became a massive part of his brand. Speed's obsession with Cristiano Ronaldo became part of his identity. The famous Sai UU celebrations, the football reactions, the trips, the stadium appearances, the interactions with football players. Suddenly, Speed wasn't just a gaming creator anymore, he was becoming an entertainment personality, and that changed everything. Then came one of his smartest moves, traveling. Instead of sitting in the same room every day, Speed started taking his audience around the world, Europe, Asia, Africa, the Middle East, and everywhere he went, crowds appeared. That's when you could see the real power of his brand. A creator sitting behind a computer can have millions of followers, but when that creator walks outside and thousands of people start screaming his name, that's different. That's a celebrity. And Speed had created that without traditional television. No Hollywood studio. No major record label. No traditional media company. Just a camera, an internet connection, and an audience. Now here's where things get interesting. Speed isn't simply making money from YouTube views. A creator at his level can build multiple revenue streams around the audience. YouTube advertising, live streaming, sponsorships, brand partnerships, merchandise, appearances, and potentially his own products and businesses. And this is the lesson most people miss. The real asset isn't the YouTube channel, it's the audience. Once you have millions of people paying attention to you, you can create businesses around that attention. That's why creators have become some of the most valuable marketing channels in the world. Imagine you're a company. You could spend millions on traditional advertising. Or you could work with someone who can put your product in front of millions of young people almost instantly. That's why creators like Speed are so powerful. His audience doesn't just see him as a celebrity. They feel like they know him. They've watched him grow. They've watched his reactions. They've followed his travels. And that creates something traditional advertising struggles to replicate: attention with personality. Speed's story shows us something much bigger about the creator economy. The internet has changed what it means to build a company. You don't necessarily need an office. You don't need a huge team. And you don't need millions of pounds before you start. You can build an audience first, then turn that audience into a business. That's exactly why Speed's journey is so interesting. He didn't start by building a traditional company. He built himself into a brand. And the brand became the business. IShowSpeed started with gaming videos. Today, his name is recognized around the world. And whether you love him or think he's completely crazy, one thing is difficult to deny. He understands attention. And in today's economy, attention is extremely valuable. Because once millions of people are willing to watch you, you don't just have a YouTube channel. You have a platform, you have influence, and potentially you have a business empire waiting to be built. The question is, what's Speed going to build next? Because this might only be the beginning. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more stories about the biggest businesses, creators and money-making empires in the world.